Hi and very welcome. My name is Mary. This is my channel Lumi Level Up and I'm a luxury lover on an average income trying to be more mindful with my money. We just arrived in Italy and as we usually do, we planned at least one day at the FoxTown Outlet Center and hubby suggested why not do it right away, then it's done. And of course I won't say no when he's willing to go shopping, so that's what we are going to do today and you can follow me around. But first, a quick check of my outfit of the day. I went a little bit crazy with these vintage Versace pants. For those of you who don't know, my parents-in-law have a little holiday apartment in Italy and these pants were in the closet. They belong to my mother-in-law and I just had to try them on and loved that 70s vibe. So I went with them. Bag of the day was my Riani straw tote, which currently is the most worn bag of the year so far. Unfortunately, I cut off my shoes. It were Zara sandals with a orchid, which kinda matched the Versace vibe in my opinion. And for accessories, I was wearing my Gucci Sunnies and my Louis Vuitton blooming supple necklace with the matching bracelet. In the past, we oftentimes tried to find a parking spot outside of the parking garage because, you know, Switzerland can be quite pricey, but this time we were too lazy. We checked out the garage and the prices were really good. 1 hour did cost only 2 Swiss franc and the longer you stayed, the cheaper it got. 3 hours came to only 3.50. The parking garage led straight to the new wing of Foxtown where there still are not that many shops. The highlight probably was Sandro. The last time we were in Foxtown is about 1 year ago and I'm really surprised that not more boutiques and stores have moved in so far, because the new wing still felt quite similar to last year. The FoxTown Outlet Center in Mendrisio is located in an industrial area, so it's not the most beautiful area, which you can see in this clip, which was filmed in the covered walkway over the street from the new wing to the main building of the FoxTown Outlet Center. For your information, this corridor is not air conditioned, gets quite hot, so I'm a little bit sweaty right from the start. The first boutique we checked out this time was Dolce&Gabbana. They had quite some bags in their classic Sicily shape, like this neoprene one in red. The outlet price was 939 Swiss franc instead of regular retail 1,450. Since as well dollar as euro convert nearly 1-to-1 at the moment, I'm not going to convert any currencies in this video, because it really doesn't make much of a difference this time. 1,000 Swiss franc come to around $1,115, so you know. The very extraordinary bedazzled bag with the love playing card we just saw was about 1,000 Swiss franc off for 1,738 instead of 2,675 Swiss francs. The one on display had a scratch in the leather though, and I'm not sure if it was the last piece or they had more of them. Another very extravagant bag that was nearly 1,000 off is this doorbell inspired Dolce&Gabbana one with exotics and a fur handle. Regular retail on it would have been 2,455 and the outlet price was 1,595. Isn't it crazy how such a loud bag kinda matches my loud pants? The Dolce&Gabbana outlet boutique had several pairs of shoes that were even further reduced. These flat chain sandals were down to 470 instead of 1,120. The blue jelly ones were 240 instead of 725. The selection goes on with cream white lace pumps that had a regular retail of 675. The outlet price was 437 and was further reduced 30% down to 305 Swiss francs. Same applies for the black version of that pumps. Another pair of pumps that was reduced 30% on the outlet price was this satin one with a huge jewel. It came to 317 euro instead of 757 regular retail. A pair I absolutely love the aesthetic on is this floral one with a lily. The regular retail would have been around 1,630 and the sale outlet price was 683.50. If you're more of a wedge sandal girl, these white ones with roses were 330 instead of 785 and as well 30% off on the outlet price. This very floral pair was 470 Swiss francs instead of 1,120. A quick swivel through the store over the SLG showcase to a pair of shoes that made my heart skip a beat. I absolutely love the Dolce&Gabbana lemon prints and the price on on these espadrilles was just too good to be true. They were down to only 70 Swiss francs instead of 350. Unfortunately, they didn't have my size anymore. If they would have had it, these shoes definitely would have went home with me. The floral version was still 180 instead of 430. The golden leather ones had a very good price with 165 instead of 475 Swiss francs as well. Classic camera bags were available in different colors and had a price point of 407 instead of 700 Swiss francs. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but these red sneakers with all over DG print had a price of 320 instead of 705 Swiss francs. The pair of very loud Dolce&Gabbana sneakers would have had a regular retail of 975, outlet price 630, and the sale price was 441. Please keep in mind that I mainly showed you around the clearance section on sale, and of course they have new collection pieces as well, which are not already that much reduced at the outlet. For example, these slides that were still 575, and they had quite some kilted Sicily bags as well, where I did not check the price on each one, but they definitely had a nice color selection to choose from. For example, this small yellow one that yet again went very well with my crazy trousers. They had bejeweled Sicily bags as well that came to 1,100 instead of 1,700 Swiss francs. Another shape of bag with similar design elements came to 818 instead of 1,255. As you can see, there were so many different sizes, styles and colors of the classic Dolce&Gabbana Sicily bag. So if you are on the hunt for one of these, you definitely could find one at the outlet. Finishing Dolce&Gabbana with a sneak peek look at the sneakers, which came to around 450 Swiss francs. In this shot you get a little overview over the outlet mall and the more casual brands that are sold there, because I'm not really going to show you around too much at any casual brand stores. We are more focusing on luxury here. This glass facade belongs to the Dolce&Gabbana boutique we just looked at. The next store was Versace, and since they asked me to please not film the last time I was at the FoxTown Outlet, I was somewhat intimidated and tried to sneaky film whatever I could, but without getting any attention from an SA. These sandals were 390 instead of 780. Unfortunately, absolutely no chance to check prices at Versace bags this time without getting too much attention. But I tried my best with the shoes. These blue plateau satin high heels were 655 instead of 1,310. The more pointy pink version with a closed toe had the same price point of 655 outlet price. They are obviously too high for me though, so let's check out the flat slides. Both versions in pink and black with a golden Medusa head would have had the same regular retail of 740 and an outlet price of 370. On final sale were these loafers with a Greca heel for only 217 Swiss francs instead of 870 regular retail. As well on sale, these chunky black heel boots for 317 instead of 1,270 Swiss francs. These were 235 instead of 940 regular retail. Another pair of final sale shoes in silver or golden metallic for 269 instead of 770 regular retail. For the sneakerheads that like it sparkly, well, these would have had a regular retail of 1,420. The outlet price was half off with 925 and the sale price was 462. I have to admit, I like the sole a lot. Another satin pair, this time with little Medusa heads on the strap, regular retail 940, outlet price 610 and half the price off on sale, so 305 Swiss francs. What shall I say? Versace is just known for sexy heels, so these were only 270 instead of 1,300 Swiss francs. Next store we checked out was definitely more on the comfortable than the sexy side, with shoes from Tods and Hogan. These heel slides in lilac were on final sale for 296, as well in cognac beige and a classic black version. Overall, most shoes in this final sales section ranged from 200 to about 400 Swiss francs. These loafers were in the range as well, with 261 instead of 650. Tods has very well made, work-appropriate, comfortable shoes. These loafers were 240 Swiss francs. Let's have a quick look at the belts as well, because I really like that double T logo buckle, and they were half the price off. Instead of 330 down to 165 Swiss francs. And quite some nice colors to choose from. I like that blush the best. Welcome to Prada, where it's usually somewhat tricky to film at as well, because the essays really have an eye on you. I think this kilted nylon bag might be made for the outlet, because I only know a version with a longer shoulder strap as well, and it only had the outlet price of 940 Swiss franc and no regular retail on the tag. Unfortunately, I didn't have the nerves to search for the price tags inside of the SLGs, but they definitely had a colorful selection. What a cute mesh tote with polka dots. If I'm not mistaken, it retails around 1,800 euro and the outlet price here was 1,210 Swiss francs. Quite a heavy but very well made and pretty bag that was available in pink, red and black with golden hardware. The outlet price came to 1,290 Swiss francs. I liked the look of it a lot, but the price unfortunately did not really convince me for an outlet purchase. I want to save some more. Absolutely loved these chunky red boots from the men's section for 920 instead of around 1,300. Unfortunately, that's already everything I had to show you at Prada, and the next stop was Missoni, where I checked out some random bits and pieces, hoping for a super sale bargain, but well, this pouch was 245 instead of 375. The espandrilles were still 279 Swiss francs, and since Missoni sometimes gets sold at TJ Maxx as well, I usually don't get too excited about their prices at the outlet. Yes, their bikinis and designs are cute, especially for summer in Italy, but come on, give me some bargains. I couldn't even find the price tag on that bikini, so on we go to a pair of shoes that was in a lonely corner, 70% off from regular retail down to 135 Swiss francs. But the last pair in size 39. Talking about shoes, let's go to Choo, where I have to admit that they had quite some good prices going on. Okay, if you want an all-over sparkly, bedazzled evening bag, it still had its price. It was 2,567 Swiss francs instead of 3,950, but oh wow, look at that bag. It absolutely is a Cassie Thorpe bag, or don't you think so as well? Look at that sparkle. Very pretty stiletto perms, 35% off the regular retail of 995 down to 646. But let's go to the section that got me most excited, the 70% off sale section. Hello, little neon yellow mini bag, regular retail 775 and an outlet price of 387. Same shape, a size up, in different colors and with mock croc embossing. This bag would have had a regular retail of 1,325 Swiss francs and was half the price off, down to 662 Swiss francs. In case you don't believe me, here's the price tag. Same color options but a different style of bag at an even better price point, 612 Swiss francs instead of 1,225. Actually, quite a cute crossbody flap bag that was available in a nice shade of dusty pink as well. The silver metallic coated bucket bag was another half the price off item. Instead of 1,250, it was down to 625. We're back at the top handle crossbody mini bags that were 387 instead of 775. Of course, there were not just bags on sale, but as well a selection of shoes that was 70% off. Glittery heels in champagne gold were 347 instead of 695. The red version was even a tad better priced at 337. In case you have one of the mock croc bags we already looked at, they had the matching slides for 275 instead of 550. To be honest, these strappy sandals were giving me more Bottega vibes than Jimmy Choo. The price point was 362 instead of 725 Swiss francs. A Jimmy Choo classic, if not even a bridal shoe. Instead of 825, this one came down to 412 Swiss francs, satin with a jewel. Funny enough, the same time I was at the store, another woman asked for shoes in size 42, which is my shoe size as well, and the sales associate said there wouldn't be ones available anymore in the sales section, but for example these slides in different colorways for 292 instead of 450. The other colorways were even a tad better priced at 276. But unfortunately there was no additional sale on them, so they were not really a temptation for me. That being said, we headed on to the next boutique, which was Burberry, where they had some shelves with bags on sale. I'm not sure if this is a Burberry classic and that's why it's always available in different colorways and sizes, because I feel like I always see these bags at the outlet. Don't get me wrong, I think these are beautiful bags, very structured and nice for work, but maybe they are made for the outlet. Regular retail, they said, was 1,590, outlet price 920, and additional sale down to 895. It looked cute handheld, but it does come with a crossbody strap as well, but I think I would like it a tad bigger if I would go for that bag. One size up would have had a regular retail of 1,750, an outlet price of 1,015, and a sale price of 995. Another bag shape I quite often see at the Burberry outlet, either with black leather, red or dark green. The price was 580 instead of 1,000 regular retail. As I already mentioned, different colors available and different sizes as well. A bag I had never seen before and only could spot one at the store was this one with the stars. The price was 700 instead of 1,190, and since there was just this one, I think it might be an boutique piece. One of my absolute highlights of the trip was this sparkly Burberry flap bag. The price was still 1,725 instead of 2,990, but oh boy, it was even more beautiful in real life than on camera. There was an SLG section that was additional 30% off, and I'm not sure if that refers to the outlet price or the sale outlet price. So with the additional promotion, this card holder either came to 150 or even 135. The same price confusion applies to this nylon shopper in black. The regular retail would have been 1,150 and I think it was down to 322 Swiss francs now, with the additional 30% off. I think at the moment Burberry is the only boutique that has a men's and a woman's store at FoxTown right now, and this was the selection of men's SLGs on sale with an additional promotion of 30% off. Unfortunately, yet again, I'm not entirely sure if the final price is already on the tag, so this piece either is 119 Swiss francs or maybe even down to 83. Same applies to that dark green teal card holder, either it's down to 75 or even 52 Swiss francs instead of a regular retail of 185. Valentino had an entire section with shoes on sale. These red Rockstud wedge pumps were down to 312 instead of 680 regular retail. Of course, only limited sizes available anymore, but there was a tag on the shoes telling you which sizes still were available. I love that, so you don't have to ask an SA all the time. Rockstud slingback flats came to 384 instead of 730. Jelly flip-flop sandals 216 instead of 410. They had some pairs with the bigger studs as well. Unfortunately, on that black pair there was no price tag, but the pink pair was 544 instead of 1040. The next pair of shoes that I spotted at Valentino was so down my alley, absolutely my aesthetic. Look at these boots. I absolutely love that combination of chunky combat boots with the floral cutout details. And they had a quite obvious branding at the back. Regular retail on these beauties would have been 1,650. The outlet price was 1,080 and they were 20% off down to 864. These fluffy shearling slides were 580 instead of 890. Of course, there's an entire ready-to-wear section with beautiful Valentino clothing pieces as well. One sweater hoodie especially spoke to me with this adorable embellished fruits and a huge Valentino print on the back. Regular retail 1,890, outlet price of 950 and reduced to 670. On most of the bags the price tag was quite hidden, so I would have had to dig deep to find it. On this open leather tote it was easy access though. Regular retail retail would have been 1,780 and the outlet price was 1,160. Since I'm absolutely a tote girl, probably my favorite bag shape, I just had to try it on because you never can go wrong with a black tote. I did like it, but not enough to spend that price. That bag was available in brown and nude beige as well, as you unfortunately only can guess on the left side of the screen. With the rise of quiet luxury, the brand Loro Piana got more commonly known and widespread, so of course we had to check it out this time as well. They are mainly known for their very high quality cashmere pieces and of course understated designs. An essay told me they had an additional promotion going on, 20% off on everything in store. So that these house slippers with fur came to 230 instead of 710 now. These sandals in yellow or white have a regular retail of 980 and with the additional promotion they came down to 392 Swiss francs. These white leather sandals came to 270 instead of 850. Golden leather flip-flops with dangly charms came to 290 instead of 740. And the white slingback sandals were around 360 instead of regular retail of 910. I just checked out the price of one bag, which honestly was giving me major Loewe vibes. The regular retail would have been 2,980. The outlet price was around 1,500 and with the additional promotion it came down to around 1,200. I was slowly getting so tired, but I tried to keep going. Next stop was Armani, that dress for around 1,750. These sandals were additional 30% off on the outlet price so that they came to 115 instead of a regular retail of 250. As well, additional 30% off on the outlet price so that they came to 330 instead of regular retail of 530. The Armani Outlet Boutique usually has quite good sales going on, but I always get so confused by all their distribution lines, so I never know what's actually a good price. These nude ballet flats were from Giorgio Armani, their highest priced line. Regular retail would have been 730. The outlet price was down additional 30% as well, so that they came to 260 now. This white silk dress reminded me of a Roman goddess. Unfortunately, I just checked the size tag, not the price tag. A very fun accessory was this leather visor in cognac brown. The regular retail would have been 500 Swiss franc. The outlet price was 255 and that piece was part of the additional promotion as well, so that it came down to around 180. Available in black as well and part of the men's collection, but you know, I don't care about that, because it definitely works very well unisex as well. Armani silk hair ties were down to 54 instead of 160. Same applies for the striped twilly. I have no idea what material that statement necklace was made out of, but it would have had a regular retail of 2,350 and the outlet price on sale was 720. Same price on the other necklace. We quickly had to stop at Kate Spade as well, because I love the quirky novelty designs. That crepe pouch charm had a hefty retail price of 339 and the outlet price was down to 89. I have to admit I liked it a lot, but that's still quite a lot for a bag charm pouch. The card holder from the same line was 89 as well instead of 339. Of course, the star on the table was the wicker crepe bag in blue that had an outlet price of 309 instead of 479 regular retail. I tried the bag on. You could wear it crossbody, but I have to admit I would have preferred it if the crepe had red tones instead of blues. I know that playful designs of Kate Spade are not for everyone, but what shall I say? I think they are absolutely cute. I'm not entirely sure about the price point on these bags, like the puffy watermelon. Either it's 169 or it's additional 30% off so that it came to 118. They had a variety of watermelon pieces, and if the 30% were additional, that bag instead of an outlet price of 219 would have costed 153. The adorable key charm pouches were down to 62 instead of 89 outlet price. The Wiener dog charms would have had a regular retail of 379 and with additional clearance sale they came to around 50. That glittery card holder was 80% off and came to only 39 Swiss francs. I kept looking around a little bit. A crossbody bag like this would have had an outlet price of 119 instead of regular retail 334. But I'm more into the crazy novelty designs of Kate Spade than normal bags. From one contemporary brand to another, next stop was Coach, where I checked out this raffia bag with white leather details, which is kinda similar to the Loewe one as well as to the Riani bag I was wearing myself that day. Regular retail 599, outlet price 35% off, down to 389. Another raffia cutie that caught my attention had a price of 229, so half of the regular retail of 449. Absolutely down my alley was that strawberry charm pouch. Unfortunately, the price tag was missing and my energy level was so low that I was not willing to ask for it at that point. For a second I thought I found the tag, but that was from another bag, unfortunately. This Coach Nolita with palm tree print was on outlet sale for only 89 instead of 159 outlet price. Of course, there was an entire section with bags on sale, for example these puffy ones. Final sale 230 instead of 350 outlet price and different colorways to choose from. I really liked that light blue, but I didn't need it, so I didn't get it. I myself am not the biggest expert on Coach, so please excuse that I do not know the style name to all of these bags. Up there was another very pretty one for 270 instead of 560 Swiss francs. A bag I just had to show you, because doesn't this make the perfect dupe to the Louis Vuitton Nano Speedy in the color Lagoon? Outlet price 280, final sale price 150 Swiss francs. I really should have checked the price on that Barbara Streisand fabric clutch, because this was the third year in a row that this bag was still in the sales section at that outlet. Still trying to smile, but I was so tired on my way to Off-White. Not really my aesthetic, but probably a good price if you're into it. Down to final sale 300 Swiss francs instead of a regular retail of 874. I don't mind the bags. I think they are quite cute for a casual street style look, but I wasn't bothered to search for the price tag inside of them. Just one of them made me curious to that point, and it's that wicker one with white leather details. Regular retail 2003, outlet price 35% off to 1302 and an additional discount of 30%, so that bag came to 911 Swiss francs. I gave the shoe section a quick look as well. These neon green ones were 695 instead of 1060. Puffy pink stiletto heels were 743 instead of 1142. The flats version of that design in black had a regular retail price of 874 and the outlet price was 568. I personally think the prices were still quite high at Off-White, especially for still being a considerably new luxury brand. Our next and final stop was Gucci, which is one of the biggest stores at FoxTown Outlet, and there usually always is a line. This time we had to wait around 20 minutes. I know it doesn't look as if the queue was that long, but it does go around the corner as well. It really was somewhat too much for me to take this time, because we only had about 4 hours of sleep and I was so drained by that point. Nonetheless, I kept filming for that last store. This entire table was special selection, full price, so that this bag came to 1910 Swiss francs, and I don't know why I should go to an outlet to then buy a full price item. It was not just that table, there was an entire showcase with SLGs as well, and they had the Gucci Soho Disco camera bag. I thought that one was discontinued. Price point 1550, which I don't think is a great bargain on a camera bag, and I think they used to be around 800 at one point in time, but unfortunately discontinued by now, so if you want one, maybe that's your last chance to get one. What I personally hate is when showcases don't show prices. I don't want to ask for each and every piece. I'm quite certain these bags are made for the outlet, cause the style is always available in different colorways. Price point 870 instead of 1450. At least that's what the tag tells you. It's a nice bag though, and if I would have thought it's a boutique piece, I might have even been interested. Quite a high price point to begin with is this canvas bag with a horsebite detail. Regular retail 2220, outlet price 1560. Wow, what a fancy coat. I'm quite certain this is a boutique item, regular retail 4,450, outlet price 2,230. Strolling around a little bit at the ready-to-wear, and I really loved that cardigan with an outlet price of 1,450 instead of 2,900 regular retail. This still was quite out of my price range. Luckily, they did not just have a full price bag section, but as well special price. Even though these bags just had an outlet price, not an additional sale going on, this one came to 1,020 instead of 2,120. Here's a sneak peek at some men's section pieces. Back to a gorgeous pair of women's shoes that had an outlet price of 530 instead of a regular retail of 1,060. Satin with a rose and a very interesting heel that had kind of a piercing look to it. I'm not entirely sure if these shoes would give me Gucci if I didn't see the name on the sole, but definitely interesting. Unfortunately, these way more muted heels in nude leather didn't have a price tag on one of the shoes, and I wasn't interested enough to ask an essay for the price point, because even though I liked the design, I probably wouldn't wear them with that heel. Checking out some more shoes like this very extraordinary pair that would have had a regular retail of 1,550 and the outlet price was 780. Unfortunately, the espadrilles I looked at the next didn't have a price tag on them. I guess they probably were around 300 to 400 Swiss francs. A pair of Gucci socks came to 140 instead of 220, and these sneakers were about half the price off for 550 instead of 1,090. Since it's summertime, they had a selection of beach and jelly shoes. These were 170 instead of 330. I totally forgot that I later found that nude heel with a price tag, and it was 370 instead of 730. The sandals with horsebite detail though didn't have a price tag. The next pair of flats we looked at is called Deva, and the price was 590 instead of 1,170. And these Gucci wedge sandals were 390 instead of 780. I have absolutely no idea how they decide which shoes get a price tag and which don't, and what's the reason therefore. These slides didn't have one, but the moccasins did. 430 instead of 850 for white and black, with the golden Gucci chain detailing. Kind of an untypical steel Wellington boots with horsebite detail for 140 instead of 770 and a very nice sole. New Ace sneakers with a lip detail but probably only available in very limited sizes anymore, 120 instead of 670. A random Gucci wool sweater with strawberries was half the price off for 450 Swiss francs instead of 900. I was quite surprised that I did even spot some pieces of the North Face Gucci collaboration, because I thought they were quite sought after when they dropped. Unfortunately, they were in a showcase, so I wasn't able to check out the prices on the bags. But a sweater, for example, came to only half of the regular retail price with 510 instead of 1,020. This golden chain belt was down to 350 instead of 990, and looking back, I'm surprised that I did not even consider to get it, because that's quite a good price for such a statement belt. Probably I didn't consider it because at that point in time I really was not feeling well anymore. I was sweating like crazy, was totally overtired, drained and exhausted. Nevertheless, I gave the special price bags a quick look. This saddle bag in black or cognac actually had a great price, 880 instead of 2,510. Not sure if they are boutique pieces or made for the outlet though. Another Gucci bag on the table with the padlock and canvas print was about 1,000 off and came to 960 Swiss francs. This big black shopper came to 1,160 instead of 3,200. I was on my way to another shelf with bags on special price promotion when an essay asked me to please stop filming, it's not allowed in the boutique. So unfortunately I don't have any more prices for you on these Dionysus and other bags that seem to have had a special price, but on the other hand I was not even that sad that I had to end my filming and my outlet trip, because as I already mentioned several times by now, I really was super tired and I wanted to take a nap so badly and get back to our vacation house. That's unfortunately as well why I didn't film any proper outro for you, so just thank you so much for watching, hope to see you next time, and bye!
Yeah, this was very nice. The price was roughly 20 euros for these blue shoes. These white shoes, 12 euros. That's nice. You can see it, it's already worn by someone. This one not good price. Too much bling bling. If you want to see more, watch part 2. Thank you and bye bye.